So I'm William Bill Groom, aka Frozen North Geologist here. And kind of weird that my first video here is about a rum cake, especially when I'm a geologist, but it just happened that way with the fact that we were having a potluck at work and they needed cakes there, and I went ahead and made a cake. Hopefully I'll have another video in the future here that's going to be more geology oriented. As a matter of fact, the next video I'm hoping to be putting together, getting information all correlated, compiled right now to make the video happen, is going to be concerning the magnitude 7.0 earthquake that happened just 7 miles north of Anchorage, Alaska on November 30th, 2018. There's some really interesting video data that I've found that people have provided to me that I'm hoping to go ahead and compile together, try to give a general overview of that. As it is though, the video today is about making a rum cake. Kind of, like I said, kind of weird that that's the first video on a geology page, but whatever. It's a good thing to have to know, and hopefully people enjoy rum cake, or hopefully they enjoy cake of any kind. And we'll go ahead and we'll have that, and thank you for watching. Oh, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to go ahead and cook up some rum cake, and we're doing this as probably my first video because tomorrow is going to be the potluck at my office, and they tend to enjoy that. Anyways, I was going to walk you guys through the whole process here. You'll have to excuse the mess in the kitchen, but you know what? Sometimes kitchens get to be a mess. Let's start off here. We'll go ahead and grab our ingredients and get going. Get this extra pan out of the way. If the noise level is bad, we'll fix it in post-processing. Starting off here, we're going to get some nice yellow cake mix and some vanilla pudding. And I'll have to admit that this recipe is one I found online, but you know, you tweak things as you go. You go ahead and find new ways to do processes. Other than that, what we're going to need is we're going to need some rum, of course, because it wouldn't be a rum cake without the rum. We'll come over to my liquor cabinet here, which I can turn the camera here, which is not going quite like I wanted, but go ahead and turn the camera and turn it down here. See if I can't get that focused in a little bit. Not the best lighting, but yeah, whatever. So we need to grab our rum, and for this, I think maybe grab some of the Sailor here. Get some good old Jerry going. And then, what else do we need? Let's grab a little bit of darker stuff here, some Black Bell spiced. And this is almost empty, as you can tell. It's almost empty, so we'll grab a second bottle here. Anyways, we got ourselves a rum now. That's a wine, don't need that, but we got at least enough for making the cake. Put that into the kitchen, and we'll get the camera kind of turned back the right way. And making sure it's not shooting right at my middle section there. So we got ourselves some rum. That's going to go with our cake mix. And then other than that, we're going to need to grab some eggs. So we will come into my kitchen, my refrigerator here, and we're going to pull at least 4 eggs out. There's 8, so we'll grab 4 of these. Got 4 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll consolidate down the packaging here. Less space in the fridge. This can go in the trash. Or maybe I'll keep it around and use it for planning later on. Who knows? Other than that, the only other thing we'll need is some oil. And good old veggie oil here. Vegetable oil. Creme de la creme of veggie stuff. Grabbing some vegetable oil. So, there we go with our ingredients here. I'm going to go ahead and reposition the camera, maybe get a little bit better shot. And we'll see how this goes. Okay. So, before we even get this going here, one thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to heat up the oven. And I'm thinking we will heat up our oven today to about 350. And Should always go ahead and double check how your oven heats up, because ovens are always different. You can never tell if one's going to heat up just like the others. Let's get this mounted a little bit better up here. And there we go. That might work a little bit better. So we're going to heat up the oven to 350. Get that going nice and warm. Next thing, we need to get some pans. Got a couple of rounds here. These are going to be the, 9-inch rounds. So that should be just enough material. And I'm going to want to grab the good old butter spray, because you gotta love the butter spray. It's good stuff. Spray that down, spray down the other one, and voila, that's sprayed. But you know, it's not quite voila yet, because we can make it even better. We can grab some of this parchment paper, get it roughly about the size of the diameter of the pan. Grab another one right around the same deal. And what we're going to do here is we're going to fold this into a nice little square, something I can fold. Fold that nice little square, fold it again, nice little square, and we're going to fold it into a triangle by folding it in half, and again, and we get ourselves a nice little fun shape here. And I'm going to reach over to my scissor drawer that has my scissors in it, grab the scissors here, kind of take this right around where the halfway point is here, and just kind of mark and cut that out. So we got a hole, which should be right around the diameter of the pan. And we got a nice little round here. That's right around the same diameter of said pan that we can then press down in here. So we got this all nice and set up now. And we'll just do that same thing again. Yay for rustling paper. We'll go ahead and we'll get this set up. And we'll go ahead and fold that again. And we'll come into our triangle here. So taking this and folding it like so. And then we take that and fold it like so. We get ourselves our nice little wedge shape that we can then kind of eyeball in here, about right there, I'd say. Close enough for government work. We take our scissors and we just kind of cut it around. And there, we got a round. And it fits fairly well right in the bottom. So, government works close. We're just going to spray these down again. Kind of helps hold it in the pan. Okay. So, I think we're done with our pan. So we will put that up so we don't lose it. Use it or lose it. And we're done with getting these set up right here. Next on our agenda is we've got to get the batter mixed. These will hold off to the side. That's about a cup of butter or so that we'll probably use for the frosting. We'll set those off to the side. And move the knife off to the side as well. Don't want to cut ourselves. Get things kind of moved around here. Cramped kitchen. Working in a galley. Literally working in a galley here. But we'll get some things moved off to the side. Love having a good sized cutting board. And what we will do is grab our favorite KitchenAid Galloping Gertie here. She comes to me from my mom, which comes to me from my grandma. So she is a good old beast. As you can hear, good old beast there. we'll go ahead and open up Galloping Gertie here. First thing we're going to do, grab our cake mix. This is just a nice, simple, super moist butter recipe yellow cake mix from one of our favorite cake mix people. I mean, I could, I guess, maybe make my own yellow cake mix, but honestly, that's a lot of extra work and not a lot of extra difference in taste. These cake mixes you get in the store work just as well, and it's gonna go ahead and get the job done. So we empty the cake mix into our bowl, and then we will take our vanilla flavored pudding, open this up, lob the pudding, and we're gonna chop the top off there, and we're gonna go ahead and just dump that right in. And we will go ahead and get this screwed down into the bowl, and we'll kind of get it adjusted here. And we will lock her down and give Galloping Gertie a nice little spin. Let her go for a little bit here. Shaking and rolling and shaking. Just to kind of get it mixed up a bit. Next, we're gonna go ahead and take a measuring cup, and we're gonna crack our eggs. One. Notice that you guys might not be able to see this here, so we'll have to readjust that there, but notice that we just did one. And number 3. And then numero 4, quattro, cat, whichever language you want to say 4 in. That's 4. So we got 4 eggs. 4 eggs done. What we're going to do is get Galloping Gertie going back again. And one at a time, slowly add the eggs in. Mixing eggs in. Not that complicated. 2. There's 3. And here comes 4. There's 4 eggs. Next on our list of ingredients, we're going to let that mix up while we get a ½ cup of oil. And we'll just go ahead and eyeball this right here. A ½ cup. Yum, the oil. Nice little vegetable oil. And just going to pour that slowly in. Give Galloping Gertie a bit more speed. To get a bit more speed, we'll go ahead and get a bit more done here. And we'll put our oil away. Keep putting stuff away as you use it. Easiest way to avoid having extra stuff. Now, next on our list is the rum, which I'm going to go ahead and fill off the bottle here. So that's just about 1 1/4 cups of oil, or of rum. Good old Jerry 92 proof there. That's 46% alcohol by volume for those that go by that. And we'll slowly add Sailor Jerry to the mix. So, slowly add it in. Cut the speed back a little bit here so we're not kind of flinging all the rum out. We don't want to do that. And hey, the oven is heated up. Slowly mix her in. Smells good. And here we have a little bit here, kind of going in. she goes. Set this over by the sink to be washed. And give the Sailor Jerry a good mixing. And mix in the Sailor there. Gonna grab myself a spatula. It's good mixed now. Give it about a 15-30 seconds here. And we'll cut her back. Captain Gertie's, she's done another good job. It's all nice and mixed. And we will go ahead and take some of this stuff off. Our splash shield there. Go ahead and shake off our beater. Been beaten really good. She took a beating. Set that there, and we'll grab ourselves a paper towel here. Clean off our little mixing joiner deal. I know there's probably a technical term for that, but I don't care. It's a mixing joiner. And we will grab our cake mix. As you can see, nice and cake mixed up here. And we'll go ahead and kind of grab our spatula here. Just give it a last little mix here, kind of get it all mixed together, get it off the sides, get all the clumps together, and then we will pour her out. You don't want to pour it all in one pan, you want to split it up evenly between the two, or as evenly as you can. I'm not going to weigh it by volume, I'm going to eyeball it. And then the best part about this is a little bit of batter left over. Have to taste. Strong stuff. That is good stuff. Good stuff. Clean off our little spills here. And we're going to go ahead, take this and clean that up here. And we're going to pop these into our 350 oven. So 1 and 2, 350 degrees for 30 minutes. So we'll start off 15 minutes here, and in 15 minutes we will go ahead and swap it around. While we have all that cooking now would be a good time to get some dishes done. Be a really good time to get dishes done so that later on, when we're making our frosting with Yelp and Gertie here, we have a bowl to frost with. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get dishes done, and I will be right back. And we're back here. I just finished up with the dishes there. Got about 9 minutes left before I have to check on it and then kind of turn around the cakes a little bit. But one thing that comes to mind is, yeah, it's a cake. We're making rum cake. The original recipe I found, it uses a glaze on it, but it's like, yeah, it's a bit boring. So how about we do a buttercream on it? And we'll do a vanilla buttercream this time. I've done chocolate buttercreams before as well. But, you know, vanilla buttercream, it could also use a little bit more on top of that. So what goes well with vanilla and rum? How about some strawberries? So we'll go ahead and get some strawberries prepped up. I found a nice good box of fresh strawberries today while I was at the store. But we'll go ahead and we'll get these rinsed off here, and then we're going to go ahead and cut them up. Because who can turn down strawberries? If you can, please, please, please seek professional help. Gonna grab some paper towels here, and we're just going to go ahead and lay them out on the baking sheet here. Soak up some of the juices from said strawberries so we don't soak the cake. So go ahead and we'll look at the strawberries here. We're going to want to keep 8, call it 8 or 10 maybe as standby. So that's 1, 2, 9, and 10. And those are going to become decorations. So these right here, they'll still go on the cake, but they're going to go on the top of the cake. In fact, chopping these ones up, all we're gonna do is we're gonna take the top off of that one. This one right here, what we're gonna do is kind of cut it down that side. So it kind of looks like that. Like that. Set the sides off here. So we're gonna cut down like that. So like that. And since this is for a Christmas potluck here, I mean, we're gonna definitely have the red and white going, and we're just gonna need a little bit of green. So if you are so inclined on doing this, green I would recommend, which I'll probably do tomorrow morning on my way to work because I didn't have any today, is go ahead and pick up some mint. And you get some mint leaves, and you go ahead and put a couple of sprigs around decorating on the top. And as I get to the decoration portion, I'll go ahead and kind of outline where I would put the mint leaves, but I mean, decoration's all about art. And art is in the eye of the beholder there. So you put them where you think they look pretty. So there's that. And these all can go away. Go away. And the rest of these here, we'll do a similar deal of deheading. Taking off the green bits, because you don't eat green bits. At least I don't eat green bits. Oh, that's a massive one here. Look at that. Look at that. That's almost as big as my fist. That's a massive strawberry. That's going to make a good bit of strawberry in the cake. And kind of get that off. So we've got them deheaded here. Next is to kind of slice them into slices here. And I am not a professional chef when it comes to slicing stuff, so I just do as best as possible. Nobody says you have to be a professional to do this, but just kind of come down and you get nice little thin slices, kind of about that thin there. What was it? Maybe 1.5 centimeters, something like that. Just slices that you'd want to eat. That beeping would be my oven saying it's gone for 15 minutes. So we're gonna take and rinse off our hands here. And shake them off, grab a towel, dry them, and tell the kitchen timer to shut up. Now we're gonna reach over here, check in, and we're gonna rotate around our cakes. Not sure how well you can see that, but we'll take these, give them a 180, so that what was on the outside of the oven is on the inside. What was in the inside of the oven is now on the outside. Kind of try to get a little bit even baking, more even baking. And we're going to prop that back in. And we're going to hit another 15 minutes. So now we're going to be up to 30 minutes in total here. Understand that. 30 minutes in total. Okay. Let's see if we can't get that back setting. And we're going to take and cover this up here. So we're going to take our strawberries here that we just went ahead and chopped up, and we're going to lay down on top some more paper towels. We're trying to soak up the juices and the water here so that it doesn't soak into the cake. So we will go ahead and do that. And now we're going to set these off to the side. Probably where we're going to decorate the cake. Over there. So now that is done. Next step is we're going to make buttercream frosting. But that's going to go ahead and hold on for a moment here. And we're back to Galloping Gertie here. So for buttercream frosting here, it's going to be a simple buttercream frosting. I don't think the recipes for that changes too much. And there's always little tweaks and whatnot. But we're going to start off with a cup of butter. So 2 sticks of butter here. I've kind of let these out for a couple hours, get them up towards room temperature. They're not quite at room temperature. And my room temperature is probably a little bit cold for most people, about 60 degrees. But they're at close to room temperature. And we're going to go ahead and get Galloping Gertie here reestablished. So get Galloping Gertie all nice and assembled. Other things that we're going to need was we're going to need some powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, however you want to label it. I got 2 pounds right here of sugar. And we're going to need some milk or whipping cream. I use whipping cream because you got to get the whipping in. Some whipping cream there. And some vanilla extract. Let's see here how much. That is a dead bottle. Fortunately, I got a live bottle right here of vanilla extract. So we will toss that little bottle. So we got that, and also because it's a rum cake, we're going to add in some rum, some of the black bell here, as well as just to spice it up a bit. Come into the liquor cabinet, and we're going to grab some amaretto. Go in there. But first, to start this all off, we're going to go ahead and get our butter here out of the container, out of the wrapper, and toss it into Galloping Gertie. Take 1 and 2. And honestly, I'm not concerned about making extra frosting because there's no such thing as extra frosting. There's always a use for frosting, especially buttercream. I don't care what people tell you. There's a use for frosting. Go ahead and begin getting this mixed up here. So the butter's all nice and good mixed. Also, it's going to soften the butter up a bit, because you need to soften it up. Get it nice and whipped in there. Whip it into shape. And using the spatula here, we're just going to kind of get some of this stuff off the sides here. Okay. I'm going to grab a tray to put this on. Grab something to put that on because we'll need that later. And we're going to go ahead and get another one. Here. And we're going to measure out a couple of cups of the powdered sugar. I said flour there. We're dealing with powdered sugar. So grab ourselves a measuring cup. If I had used this more often, I'd probably get a bigger container just to stash all this in. But they only make these once every while, so we deal with what we got. So we kind of go ahead and take 1 cup. Two cup. And 3 cup. I tend to not pound it down any. It's approximate measurement. So we're going to go ahead and close up Gertie again here. And we're going to go ahead and slowly blend in the sugar. And we're going to go ahead and get that going. Slowly blend it in here. Probably going a bit faster than this needs, but because I want to have more control. Okay. And then next we're going to add in our vanilla and cream as that's going. That'll also help to get the mixing going really well. keep your dust down. Now I'm going to need about 2 tablespoons of our nice good cream. So let's grab ourselves a nice little measuring cup here. And we'll measure out about 2 tablespoons there. And because it's heavy whipping cream, we'll add in a little bit extra there just to get it nice and whipped up. And we'll add in about a teaspoon or so of vanilla. So we'll come back here. That's about a teaspoon or so here. Maybe a little bit more than a teaspoon. But it's vanilla. Everybody likes vanilla. We'll add that in. And we'll get that going. And we've got about a minute left on the oven again. You'd have a good time to check it when we're done. Give this a bit more speed to get this really whipped together. And while it's whipping, we're going to go ahead and get some rum. What kind of rum cake would it be without a little bit of rum in the frosting? And we'll just kind of get a couple of ounces here, about 2.5 ounces of nice, good, dark rum. Pull that back a bit while we add it. And now to check in the oven on how our cake did, or are doing. We'll grab a toothpick. We'll use the toothpick method of cake testing. When you open the oven, taking a nice dark hint of rum fumes, and you stick the cake with the toothpick, and you pull it out, and it looks fairly clean. So I'm going to give that another 3 or 4 minutes. I want it to be nice and cooked. So give that another 3 minutes there. So that's going for another 3 minutes. I'm going to eyeball in just a little bit of amaretto to our buttercream. This is where just kind of guesstimating comes in really well. Now we're going to pick the speed up again. Get this really mixing. Cool it down a little bit here, because I want to go ahead and get this kind of pushed down off the spatula here. And it's a bit runny right now, so what we can do to help that out is we can actually add in some more sugar. I might put that sugar away a little bit early. Add in a bit more sugar. I'm just going to eyeballing that and bring up the consistency. And then we'll have frosting to go with our rum cake. So just add in a bit of sugar here, slowly. And double check on our cake again. Clean and clean. So, 1 cake, 2 cake. So we'll turn off the oven. When I say toothpick method, toothpick goes in the cake, comes out clean. So cakes are done. We'll let them sit right here, cool a little bit before we try to transfer them. that, our frosting should have finished up. This is a bit of a mess here. Get this cleaned off. And there. Frosting is going to look a little bit like this. Always good to take a taste test of it. Make sure it turned out to your tasting. And frosting, so we'll set that off to the side for when we get ready to frost. So Galloping Gertie, she's done another good job. Mixed up everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this nice large sheet with wire rack. I'm going to grab some things to keep our hands from burning, like this. We're going to take and we're going to drop it upside down. I'm going to let it cool on the wire rack. Then we're going to do the same deal with that one. Let it cool on wire rack. And hey, either those came out, it's got stuck. And let those cool. Probably going to let them cool for about an hour or so before we even consider frosting. I mean, I could set them outside. It's about 0 degrees outside right now, and that'd probably cool them a lot faster, but then wild critters would get them. I'm going to let these cool, move them over to our final cooling area so that we can go ahead and get these decorated when they're done. Move this over here as well. I'm going to do some dishes, and then I'm going to take my pup out for a walk, and by the time I get back, should be ready to begin frosting. Okay, and we are back after about an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours of letting the cakes cool here. Went ahead and took the pup for a walk, got myself some food, so I'm not trying to eat the cake before I actually get the cake made. Let's go ahead and try to get it frosted now. So I'm grabbing a nice little cake plate here, and I'm going to start off with a small dollop of frosting here just to kind of stick one of the layers of the cake to. And we will grab one of these layers of the cake that's nice and cool now, and we're going to stick it right on top here so it's kind of nicely done right there. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our bigger spatula here. I'm going to take a good helping of frosting and kind of spread that on there, and I'll go ahead and adjust the camera here so you can actually see what I'm doing. So we're going to go ahead and we got this here nice, and we're going to get some of this frosting spread out here, which smells just absolutely glorious. So you got to be careful not to eat it. That's always a big concern with frosting. We'll go ahead and we'll get this spread out all on top there. Kind of get a nice little layer. And then next comes the strawberries that we've been letting sit. We're going to go ahead and begin laying them out. So we go ahead and we take our tray of strawberries here, and we'll begin laying strawberries down on top here. It's kind of getting a nice little layer of strawberries going. And it doesn't matter if you have a little bit extra strawberries. I mean, it sounds like a good thing for your breakfast tomorrow. But we'll just get these layered out. Kind of get a little bit go here. And just a little bit more here. And yeah, I'll actually have a little bit extra. Next, we'll go ahead and add a little bit more frosting on top of the strawberries. Kind of get something going on top here. Just kind of get a little bit down here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll add our second layer here. And there's our second layer. So now we'll go ahead and put some more frosting on top of this. And we'll go ahead and begin spreading out the top. Now here's where we run into an interesting little conundrum. I do not have a lazy Susan to kind of spin this around as I frost, so getting the sides might be difficult, but being an inventive soul that we are, we go ahead and we go into the kitchen here, sneak into the microwave. What we're going to do is we're going to grab this right here. This right here is the little thing that your tray in the microwave spins on top of. So if you go ahead and you set it down, you set your cake on top, it spins. And we can go ahead and we can get some frosting laid down on the side here, kind of spinning around here. And it's not the best, but you work with what you got. And that's looking fairly well frosted there. Now, for those nice little bits that we'd cut up earlier, I'm going to go ahead and lay them around in a nice little pattern here. This is why we had 8 set aside. And here comes the other 2. We go ahead and we set the last little bit right there. And voila, we have ourselves a nice cake here. So that is how we go about making ourselves a nice little rum cake with a vanilla frosting and strawberries. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's any video audio qualities, I'll probably fix it in post-production here. But I'll let you know how people like it. Maybe take some still shots to add that in. Thank you very much. Here's a photo of the final product of the rum cake that was taken into the office. As you can see, added a small sprig of mint to the upper right-hand quadrant of the cake, just to add a little bit more green flair, kind of make it look a little bit nicer. And it turned out fairly well. Most people in the office appeared to enjoy it, and there was none to bring home, which is always a good sign. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. I'll try to have more geology related videos out in the near future. And hopefully you learned something. Please take care.